The moment God speaks to your heart, your old life ends, and a new one begins. This divine voice is not a sound you hear with your ears, but a living power you feel deep within your subconscious mind. It is the infinite intelligence of God directing you toward peace, protection, and perfect outcomes. When God talks to your heart, confusion disappears, fear loses its grip, and hidden doors suddenly open. What once felt impossible begins to move effortlessly because you are no longer struggling, you are being guided. This inner prompting is the law of God in action, shaping your thoughts, decisions, and destiny. In this message, you will learn how to recognize that sacred inner voice, trust it completely, and allow it to rearrange your life in ways beyond human effort. Listen closely, because when God speaks to your heart, everything changes. God's voice is always recognized by the feeling of peace it brings, never by noise, pressure, or fear. Divine guidance does not shout, threaten, or confuse. It comes as a calm assurance within your heart, a quiet knowing that gently settles your mind. When God speaks to you, there is no strain involved. Even if the message asks you to change direction, let go of something, or step into the unknown, it will still be accompanied by an inner stillness. This peace is the signature of divine intelligence operating through your subconscious mind. Many people mistake anxiety, urgency, or emotional excitement for divine direction, yet these are often reactions of the conscious mind influenced by fear or desire. God's guidance never agitates the soul, it soothes it. The subconscious mind, when aligned with divine truth, responds with harmony, balance, and reassurance. You may not immediately understand every detail, but you feel safe, supported, and inwardly guided. This peace is your confirmation that you are being led by a higher wisdom. When you learn to trust this inner calm, you stop forcing outcomes and begin allowing life to unfold naturally. You no longer argue mentally or struggle emotionally, because the peace within tells you that everything is moving in right order. This does not mean challenges disappear instantly, but it means you face them without inner conflict. The divine voice within strengthens you quietly, reminding you that you are never alone and never unsupported. God speaks through intuition, gentle impressions, and subtle inner nudges. These impressions are never rushed. They patiently wait for your acceptance. When you follow them, you find yourself guided to the right people, the right decisions, and the right timing. Even when the outer world appears uncertain, the inner peace remains steady, anchoring you in faith. This peace is available to everyone. It is not reserved for a few chosen individuals. The moment you quiet your mind, release fear, and turn inward with trust, you open the channel through which God communicates. As you practice listening to this calm inner voice, it grows clearer and stronger. Your confidence increases, your doubts fade, and your life begins to reflect harmony. Whenever you are unsure, ask yourself one simple question: does this thought bring peace to my heart? If it does, you are listening to God. If it brings fear, tension, or confusion, pause and return to stillness. God's voice will always wait patiently, speaking again through peace, guiding you gently toward a life of clarity, purpose, and divine order. The subconscious mind is the channel through which divine guidance flows into your life, shaping your thoughts, actions, and experiences without strain or effort. It is the receptive part of your mind, open to suggestion, belief, and feeling. When aligned with divine truth, it becomes the instrument through which God impresses ideas, solutions, and right directions upon your awareness. This guidance does not arrive as complex reasoning or logical debate, but as intuitive understanding, inner certainty, and inspired action. Your conscious mind reasons, analyzes, and questions, but the subconscious mind accepts and acts. Whatever is impressed upon it with faith and feeling is expressed as reality. When you pray, affirm, or quietly listen within, you are speaking directly to this deeper level of mind. God's intelligence responds through it, arranging circumstances, influencing decisions, and guiding you toward outcomes that serve your highest good. This is why inner listening is more powerful than outer striving. Many people search for signs outside themselves, yet divine wisdom is already present within. The subconscious mind connects you to the infinite intelligence governing all life. It works silently, continuously, and accurately, even when you are unaware of its operation. When you trust this inner process, you stop trying to control every detail and allow divine order to unfold naturally. Answers appear at the right time, often when you least expect them, because the subconscious has been quietly preparing the way. Fear, doubt, and negative beliefs can block this channel, not because God withholds guidance, but because the subconscious responds to the emotional tone you maintain. When the mind is filled with worry, it becomes difficult to sense divine direction. However, when you cultivate faith, gratitude, and expectancy, the subconscious becomes receptive to higher impressions. Calmness and trust open the door to divine communication. As you learn to rely on your subconscious mind, your life begins to feel guided rather than forced. You notice coincidences that are too precise to be accidental. You find yourself in the right place at the right time, saying the right words without planning them. These are signs of divine intelligence operating through your inner mind. The more you acknowledge this channel, the clearer it becomes. Regular moments of stillness, prayer, or affirmation strengthen your connection to divine guidance. Over time, the subconscious becomes trained to respond automatically to faith-filled thoughts. You develop a deep inner confidence, knowing that you are being directed from within by a wisdom far greater than human reasoning. When you trust this inner guidance, your life aligns with harmony, purpose, and effortless right action. Faith is the activating power that brings divine guidance into immediate expression within your life. It is not hope, wishful thinking, or blind belief. Faith is a deep inner, knowing that the intelligence governing the universe is present within you and responding now. The moment faith is accepted in the mind and felt in the heart, it sets the subconscious mind into motion. This inner acceptance allows divine direction to flow without delay, resistance, or struggle. When faith is present, guidance becomes clear and natural. You do not force answers or chase signs. Instead, insight rises effortlessly within you. This is because faith quiets doubt, and in that stillness, the voice of divine intelligence can be felt. Faith removes inner conflict. It aligns your thoughts, emotions, and expectations with truth, creating an open channel through which God's guidance can act instantly. Many people delay answers by wavering between trust and fear. One moment they believe, the next they doubt. This inner division weakens the impression made upon the subconscious mind. Faith, however, is single-minded. It accepts the answer before there is physical evidence. When you trust fully, the subconscious mind responds immediately, arranging circumstances, influencing decisions, and guiding your steps in perfect order. Faith does not require understanding the entire path ahead. It only requires acceptance of divine presence now. You may not know how a situation will resolve, but faith assures you that it is already resolved in the mind of God. This assurance brings peace, and that peace is the signal that guidance is active. You feel supported, directed, and inwardly confident, even in the absence of visible proof. The practice of faith is simple yet profound. It involves choosing trust over worry and expectancy over fear. Each time you affirm divine guidance and feel its truth, you strengthen your connection to it. Faith grows through use. As you rely on it repeatedly, you begin to see consistent results. Your decisions become wiser, your timing improves, and obstacles seem to dissolve before you reach them. Immediate inner direction is not reserved for special moments. It is available at all times when faith is present. Whether facing a major life decision or a small daily choice, faith opens the way for divine intelligence to guide you. You begin to live with an inner certainty that you are never acting alone. This awareness transforms your life from one of effort and uncertainty into one of flow, confidence, and divine order. Fear is the greatest barrier to divine guidance because it contracts the mind and closes the heart. When fear dominates your thoughts, the subconscious mind becomes disturbed, and the quiet impressions of divine intelligence are drowned out by worry, doubt, and mental noise. Fear creates urgency, confusion, and resistance. It pushes you to react instead of listen. In this state, guidance is not absent, but it is difficult to recognize because fear distorts perception. Trust, on the other hand, expands awareness and opens the inner channel through which God's guidance flows. When you trust, you relax inwardly. This relaxation signals the subconscious mind that it is safe to receive higher impressions. Trust allows you to pause, listen, and respond rather than rush into decisions driven by anxiety. The moment trust replaces fear, clarity begins to emerge naturally. Fear always asks, "What if something goes wrong?" Trust calmly affirms, "I am guided, and all is well." This simple shift changes everything. When you choose trust, you stop fighting life and start cooperating with divine order. The subconscious mind responds to this inner confidence by aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with right outcomes. Guidance becomes clearer because the mind is no longer clouded by imagined dangers. Many people unknowingly pray for guidance while simultaneously holding fear. They ask for direction but doubt they will receive it. This divided state weakens the impression on the subconscious mind. Trust unifies the mind. It accepts guidance as already given. This acceptance removes resistance and allows answers to surface effortlessly, often in moments of stillness or quiet reflection. Trust does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending fear does not exist. It means acknowledging fear without allowing it to rule your decisions. Each time fear arises, you can gently return to trust by affirming divine presence and protection. This practice retrains the subconscious mind to respond with calm instead of panic. Over time, fear loses its authority and trust becomes your natural state. As trust grows, you begin to notice subtle inner promptings more clearly. You feel guided away from harmful choices and drawn toward beneficial ones without struggle. Even when circumstances appear uncertain, trust keeps you centered. You move forward with confidence, knowing that you are supported by a higher intelligence. Trust unlocks guidance because it aligns you with the nature of divine intelligence itself, which is orderly, calm, and loving. When fear is released and trust is embraced, the inner voice becomes unmistakable. Decisions feel right, timing improves, and life begins to unfold with greater ease. In choosing trust over fear, you open the door to a guided life filled with clarity, peace, and purpose. Inner listening is the practice of turning your attention away from outer noise and toward the quiet intelligence within you that knows the right way to act. When you truly listen inwardly, you are not passively waiting or withdrawing from life. You are aligning yourself with a higher wisdom that guides you into precise, timely, and effective action. This inner guidance does not leave you confused or inactive. It leads you step by step toward decisions that feel natural, balanced, and right. Right action always follows right listening. When the mind is calm and receptive, intuitive insights rise gently to the surface. These insights often appear as simple ideas, subtle urges, or a clear sense of what to do next. They are rarely dramatic. Instead, they feel obvious once they arrive. You suddenly know when to speak and when to remain silent, when to move forward and when to wait. This clarity saves you from unnecessary struggle, mistakes, and emotional exhaustion. Many people act first and reflect later, driven by habit, pressure, or fear. Inner listening reverses this pattern. It teaches you to pause before reacting, allowing divine intelligence to shape your response. In that pause, your subconscious mind connects you to solutions that the reasoning mind alone could never discover. What once required force now unfolds with ease because you are acting in harmony with a greater order. When you follow inner guidance, action feels supported. Even challenging steps carry a sense of peace. You may still need courage, discipline, or effort, but there is no inner resistance. You are not battling yourself. This is how you recognize right action. It does not drain you, it strengthens you. Each guided step builds confidence, reinforcing your trust in the inner voice. Inner listening also refines your timing. Many problems arise not from wrong actions, but from acting too soon or too late. Divine guidance helps you. You sense the right moment. Opportunities open naturally, conversations flow smoothly, and decisions align with favorable circumstances. What appears as coincidence is often the result of inner listening followed by inspired action. As you practice this awareness, your life becomes more orderly. You stop chasing outcomes and begin cooperating with them. You are led away from unnecessary conflicts and toward choices that promote growth and harmony. Even when results are not immediately visible, you feel assured that you are moving in the right direction. Inner listening requires humility and trust. It asks you to value inner wisdom above external opinions and emotional impulses. The more you honor it, the clearer it becomes. Over time, this guidance feels less like something you consult occasionally and more like a constant companion shaping your daily life. When listening becomes habitual, action becomes effortless. You no longer ask, "What should I do?" with anxiety, but with calm expectancy. The answer always comes, and when you act upon it, life responds. This is the natural rhythm of a guided life. Listen within, act with confidence, and allow divine intelligence to work through every step you take. Obedience to divine promptings is not about blind submission or surrendering your will. It is about cooperating with a higher intelligence that sees beyond immediate appearances. These promptings arise quietly within you as gentle nudges, intuitive feelings, or inner certainties that guide you toward what is right for your growth and well-being. When you honor these inner directions, you align your personal will with divine order, and this alignment begins to transform your life in profound and lasting ways. Divine promptings are often simple and practical. They may guide you to speak a certain word, take a small step, avoid a particular choice, or remain patient when the mind wants to rush. The ego may question their logic, yet when followed, these promptings consistently lead to harmony. Obedience does not always bring immediate comfort, but it always brings long-term peace. It gently moves you away from struggle and towards solutions that feel natural and supported. Many people sense inner guidance but hesitate to act on it. Fear, doubt, or attachment to old habits can cause them to ignore what they know inwardly is right. When this happens, life often feels heavy or resistant. This resistance is not punishment, it is simply the result of moving out of alignment with inner truth. Obedience restores flow. The moment you act on divine guidance, even in small ways, you feel a release of tension and a renewed sense of direction. Each act of obedience strengthens your connection to divine intelligence. The subconscious mind learns to trust this inner voice, and guidance becomes clearer and more frequent. What once felt uncertain becomes familiar. You begin to recognize patterns of right action and right results. Confidence grows because you are no longer relying solely on personal effort. You are allowing a higher wisdom to work through you. Obedience also transforms character. It cultivates patience, humility, courage, and faith. You learn to act from inner conviction rather than outer pressure. Over time, your values shift. You become less reactive and more centered. Decisions that once caused anxiety are made with calm assurance because you trust the source of your guidance. Life responds quickly to obedience. Relationships improve, opportunities align, and obstacles dissolve in unexpected ways. You may find doors opening without force and solutions appearing at the exact moment they are needed. This is not coincidence. It is the natural result of moving in harmony with divine order. As obedience becomes a way of life, struggle E gives way to ease. You stop resisting change and start cooperating with it. Even challenges are met with confidence, knowing they serve a higher purpose. Your life gradually reshapes itself around clarity, peace, and meaningful progress. Obedience to divine promptings does not restrict your freedom, it reveals it. In following inner guidance, you discover a life guided by wisdom, sustained by faith, and transformed from within. As we come to the close of this message, remember that God has never been distant from you, silent or unreachable. The divine voice has always been speaking, through peace, intuition, faith, and the quiet promptings of your heart. The change in your life does not begin when circumstances shift on the outside. It begins the moment you listen within and trust what you receive. When you quiet fear, activate faith, and allow your subconscious mind to receive divine guidance, life starts to move with order instead of struggle. Right action replaces confusion, trust dissolves anxiety, and obedience opens doors no human effort could force open. You are no longer pushing life forward, you are being guided through it. This inner guidance is not reserved for special moments or spiritual individuals. It is available to you now, in every decision, every challenge, and every turning point. Each time you listen and act on divine promptings, your confidence grows, your path becomes clearer, and your life aligns more deeply with purpose and peace. Carry this awareness with you. Pause often, listen gently, trust fully, act courageously. When God speaks to your heart and you respond, transformation is inevitable. Your thoughts change, your choices elevate, and your life begins to reflect divine order, harmony, and fulfillment. This is the power of inner guidance, and this is how your life truly changes.